campaign has filed a lawsuit in Arizona, and the lawsuit has been, or the complaint has been put online. I just read it. It's a very well written, well put together complaint, especially when compared to what was filed in Pennsylvania. And it's a very different sort of complaint. The main argument in the complaint is that on the day of the election, Arizona was using a new form of tabulation machine. One of these machines that you put your vote into, you put the ballot into it, and the machine counts the ballot. And what was going on is the machine was rejecting a lot of the ballots. And in the complaint it said that if the ballot had a stray mark on it, if the ink from the Sharpie used went through to the other side of the paper, if there's any kind of smudge or imperfection, the machine would reject the ballot. And if the ballot got rejected, one of two things needed to happen. First, either the voter had to cast a new ballot, or the ballot that was rejected would need to be set aside by the poll workers, and it needed to be manually counted by people who were appointed to do that counting. What was happening, however, is the machine had an override button. They refer to it in the complaint as a green button on the machine, the green button. And poll workers, when the ballots were rejected, would just simply hit this button, and the machine would accept the ballot, take in the ballot, and then it wouldn't count the vote that was cast. They either did this themselves, the poll workers hit this button themselves, or they directed the voter to do it, and the voter didn't know what would happen if they did that. Nothing was explained to the voter. They just hit the button and then went on their way. So the complaint alleges that this was done thousands of times, and it resulted in the plaintiff, who's Trump, and other conservative officials or candidates. They lost thousands of votes, they believe, through this process. And what they're asking for is the court to order all of these ballots that were essentially not counted, votes that were cast but not counted. They're asking the state election officials to manually review those ballots and count the votes that just were not considered on the night of the election. So it's a good, solid legal argument, and we'll have to see what the court says. And like the Pennsylvania case and the Michigan case, these decisions, the court decisions, will likely end up getting appealed and going to the Supreme Court.